Hello and welcome to the show. My name is Puleng Mulebati. 42 years since the historical march by the youth of 1976. The year 2018 commemorates Youth Month under the theme Live the Legacy Towards a Socio-Economically Empowered Youth. Today on the show, we find out from 3 successful business founders from varying backgrounds just what it takes to be economically empowered.
SABC News celebrates Youth Month.
Welcome back to the show. As we commemorate Youth Month under the theme Live the Legacy Towards a Socio-Economically Empowered Youth, we chat to young entrepreneurs about their journeys in business. We spent some time with property developer Teboho Mafodi, and this is what he had to say about his journey to success. He is referred to as a serial entrepreneur by his peers and the media. Teboho Mafodi often shares a story of how he made his first million in business, lost all the capital and the business. But what stands out about his story as an entrepreneur is how he rose from all the times he failed. Today, Teboho runs a multi-million construction company, TM Group.
I'm regarded as serial. I'm saying regarded in inverted commas because I'm into more than one business. So, you know, a serial entrepreneur is a person that jumps to opportunities. I always say entrepreneurship are those that see opportunities where others don't. I'm a property investor and I'm a media practitioner in terms of radio and television. My interest in business started when I was in high school. In fact, way before I was in high school. I think it actually started when I was growing up because my grandfather was an entrepreneurial individual. At some point, the situation was so bad that I needed to go stay with him and live out of his pension money. So to complement for some of his pension money that was not enough, he would sell cold drinks and sweets.
From a young age, Teboho was already showing qualities of being a self-starter.
When we were younger, I didn't pick up the entrepreneurial spirit, but I picked up a sense of leadership. He's always had that. The go-getter spirit. I think when we were young, we didn't understand what entrepreneurship was, but he was always a leader. You know, he was always a go-getter.
I'm a self-taught IT guru from the comfort of my bedroom. I started fixing people's computers while I was in high school, libraries and stuff. But I didn't actually finish school. I dropped out in grade 11, you know, because my grandfather passed away and the situation was bad at home, so I had to go get a job. So now I had to evaluate school, work. School will always be there. I needed to go work. So, and I went to go work for an IT Johannesburg firm that, you know, gave me an opportunity. I remember at an interview, they asked me, they started interviewing me. I couldn't know half of the things they were talking about. I remember I said, no, can I disturb you? I might not know what you're talking about, but give me a computer to put together, I'll put it together. And they gave me the opportunity and I did that. They were impressed, they decided to give me a job. So then I started working. So now during the day I'd be going to work, at night I'd be going to night school to go do my matric.
With few misfortunes in his life, Teboho also had a string of good fortunes too.
The late Mama Adelaide Tambo was developing development centers in the township alongside Department of Social Development. So they were developing a computer center in my township, Gowatville. So, and they gave me an opportunity to come be a trainer. And the former president there's this guy called Teboho Mafodi in the township teaching and making this difference in the township. And the former president Mbeki said he wants to send me to school. Then they approached us through the Presidential National Commission and they sent me to school to TU2 to go study information communications technology. So it was actually the first time even working at varsity for that matter. So it was actually a glorious, you know, occasion because even at my home there was no one that has been to varsity at that level, and there I was getting the opportunity.
Fresh from varsity and owning his first IT company, Teboho learned business rules the hard way.
I started in the digital industry. At the time, it was a very white dominant industry. And coming in as a black owned and a young youth owned business, it was a new thing. So we started creating some very exciting stuff. People are on social media now doing brands there. We're the ones that trended brands on social media, and they went digital back in those days. So it was quite a good era to be running a business at that time. I think our business created so much hype that we got an offer for our business to be bought. So at the time, I think that we had gone through a challenge. I always say my mistake in business is that at the time I didn't know the difference between my money and the business money. Whatever money that came in used to be your money. You'd go shopping, driving all these cars, popping bottles and stuff. Do you understand? So and we were forgetting to pay creditors. So and right now we're being taken up, to court because people wanted their money. So now the easiest thing that we needed to raise capital. So then we sold the business when an opportunity arose, so that we're able to raise the capital to service those creditors. So it became an interesting journey because now you needed to sell. You were now known, or now you've got so much millions onto your bank account. The next thing you wake up in the morning, there's minus couple of millions in your bank account. You go back kokasi. And people in terms of do you understand? So that's why for me I think that's why I've learned to be tough, and so that you say, a measure of a man is not how many times you fall, but whenever you fall, how many times do you get up, dust yourself and try again.
Going from being his own boss to looking to work for a boss, Teboho had to remember why he fell in love with business in the first place.
I remember a week, I used to know on Wednesday get workplace, go the star, on Thursday get job mail, and on Sunday I remember I used to send a minimum of about 20 CVs trying to get a job, and there was no job, none whatsoever. So I remember my friend at the time said to me, Horutu, you're trying to get a job, what if maybe you need to try business again, and that's where you meant for it. And I tried it again and it worked.
Now he owns his real estate business with a whole new respect for the rules of the business.
So I was always fascinated by buildings and stuff. So I took up a learnership program with City of Ekurhuleni to actually be a learnership and 1,002, just for petrol to be able to go to school and back. I remember at the time people gave up, so what am I going to do with 1,002? And this and that, but for me I looked at the bigger picture, because it's through that opportunity that I ended up doing big projects. I learned the skills, I learned the expertise, and today we're doing inner city buildings, we're doing commercial projects, and we're doing property development even within the township scale, and we've gone to the level of taking it innovatively in terms of using alternative building technology, converting shipping containers into buildings and stuff, and even now going to the extent of now even establishing offices in the States to be able to raise capital to invest in Africa. So it's becoming an exciting journey.
Now, this key player in real estate and property development is proud to have made his mistakes in business, because life on the other side of those mistakes makes his success sweeter. And with that, we take another commercial break. We will be back after this.
SABC News celebrates Youth Month.
Would like to thank all our featured guests for sharing those valuable tips of entrepreneurship. I hope today's episode gave you that push to get started on whatever it is that you are passionate about. Thank you so much for watching. Until next time, goodbye.